Hey everybody, Mike here. This past week, the House, unfortunately, under the leadership or lack thereof of Mike Johnson and extreme Republicans, impeached Alejandro Mayorkas, the Homeland Security Secretary, breaking over 150 years of precedent. Impeachment should be reserved for high crimes and misdemeanors. And if my friends across the aisle had policy disagreements with Mayorkas, that's one thing. Even if Mayorkas were considered to have done his job below standards, that's another issue, but it's not impeachable. Impeachment, as the founders said, is only for high crimes and misdemeanors. It's not for maladministration. It's not for other purposes. So it was extraordinarily disappointing to see Johnson and the extreme Republicans in the House, by one vote, mind you, by one vote, impeach Mayorkas. And I know the Senate, well, they will have a trial. I imagine that will be a fast trial and that Mayorkas will not be convicted because the facts, I think, are very clear. And the precedent that's being set by House Republicans is awful. You know, if they wanted to work in a constructive way to deal with the border, Mike Johnson would have taken up the bipartisan border agreement that was negotiated between Republican James Lankford of Oklahoma and Democrat Chris Murphy of Connecticut. And the reality is that that deal is not perfect. It certainly leaves a lot to be desired, but it's progress. It's thoughtful, meaningful progress on the issues that we're facing at the border. And that's why I support that work and had that come to the House along with the humanitarian aid and foreign assistance for our other national security concerns. I would have voted, and I would vote in the affirmative for that package. Unfortunately, where we are right now is that none of that is happening. None of that is coming to the House because Mike Johnson simply lacks leadership. He seemingly won't do anything unless Donald Trump gives him permission, and that's no way to lead the House. It's no way to lead the country. In better news, I did have this past week in Oceanside, the Deputy Secretary for Agriculture, Xochitl Torres-Small, come and visit, and we talked about a program I've been fighting hard for a long time. That's the summer EBT program. We know that free and reduced lunch is such an important program for our children, and that when they have enough to eat, our kids do so much better with nutritious food. But in the summer months when school is out, a lot of times there is a gap for those nutritious meals. And so the summer EBT program would provide $120 per child over the course of the summer for their parents to use for nutritious meals. And having permanent funding now for that program is fantastic. And it is a reminder of why we do this work. It's not always easy, but there are times when we do make a huge positive influence on people's lives, and this summer EBT program is a great example of that. So thank you all for listening. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Take care.